Good evening and welcome to the evening news for today, Friday, January 12, 2024. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for tuning in. Now let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. Improved road water services for residents of Farm, HERSTELLING and MOCHA. President Ali announces small firefighting vehicles. Training for NDCS. Government to strengthen criteria for citizenship via marriage, says TEIXEIRA. No shortages, but demand for aggregate still high. Government issues more quarrying licenses. And free tertiary education, waiving of loans will be a retroactive application, says VP. Now for the news in detail. President Dr. Irfan Ali has announced plans for significant road improvements and enhanced water services for communities on the east bank of Demerara. He made these commitments during a walkabout in the Farm, HERSTELLING and Covent Garden housing schemes on Thursday. Here is Vanu Manikchand with our lead story tonight.
During an engagement with residents in HERSTELLING and Farm on the east bank of Demerara on Thursday, President Dr. Irfan Ali committed to have all the streets with at least a 75% occupancy rate upgraded.
All the area in this phase that we have this 75% and above occupancy, let's finish off the infrastructure. No problem. Some areas you don't have the occupancy, as you should have in some of the areas. Well, let's go through the entire area. And once we have, you said we have 80% occupancy, right? Yeah. Once we have that, yeah, but this is the main roads when we go in between the streets. Yeah. So once we have that, once we have the 80%, then we'll finish off all the roads. So we'll have the same challenge with HERSTELLING and Covent Garden, right? But how is the occupancy in Covent Garden now? 65%. It makes no sense for us to go in where you haven't reached the bar in occupancy. But once it is an important connection, we'll get that done.
The head of state also indicated that barriers will be erected to prevent the roads in the communities from being damaged by large trucks. Over in the MOCHA housing scheme, President Ali announced plans for major road works in that community.
As I speak to you right now, we have $400 million of road committed to this area again. $400 million in roads that is committed to this area. Right now they're working on traffic lights. They're bringing it in the country. So all the important 4 intersections will get the traffic lights.
And also if we can have some lights along the MOCHA highway coming in.
So we are launching a program this year, a national program, where we are commencing a project of lighting up the entire country. So we'll have lights in every community, so we'll start it this year.
The Guyanese leader also addressed residents' complaints about the water service in the East Bank Demerara communities.
We have some plans Tuesday to come in here and upgrade the well to give some more pressure here to come. Air valve from the pipe. And when those things are taken off, you get air in the system and water is not getting to go into the boundary. We have to come in here almost every day to bleed that system.
You better fix this in Spampier. Yeah. You better fix it. We're putting enough resources in GWI in the system to get it fixed.
Issues relating to drainage and irrigation, as well as agriculture, among others, were also dealt with by the President during the engagements where several ministers and senior government officials were also at. Reporting for the Evening News, Vanu Manikchand.
President Dr. Irfan Ali has announced that government plans to equip all neighborhood democratic councils countrywide with firefighting capabilities. Earlier this week, the head of state disclosed plans to conduct firefighting training at the various NDCs. He reiterated these plans on Thursday evening during an engagement at MOCHA on the east bank of Demerara, where residents asked for improved firefighting facilities. Only this week, the Guyana Fire Service reported that there were 17 fires in the first 10 days of 2024. Here is what President Ali had to say.
If we could put fire hydrants in every country, because when the fire trucks come,
so here what we do it. That's a brilliant point you made. Yeah. So in addition to fire hydrants and building out a fire infrastructure, we are in this budget, we are working on putting buying a number of small firefighting vehicles with full capability. So in every NDC, we can put one and we can train a local fire brigade, fire volunteer brigade to work that equipment. So in every community, you'll have one of this in addition to the fire service. So that is in addition to what we're doing. All right?
Given its rapid economic growth, Guyana is fast becoming an attractive destination for migrants both from the region and around the world. This, coupled with the growing influx of migrants from Venezuela, has led the Guyana government to consider strengthening the criteria in place to get Guyanese citizenship via marriage. Local laws allow for citizens from Commonwealth countries to get citizenship after 1 year of living in Guyana, while persons from non-Commonwealth countries, such as Venezuela, can obtain citizenship after 5 consecutive years of living here. However, marriage to a Guyanese citizen could hasten the process of acquiring citizenship, and according to Parliamentary Affairs and Governance Minister Gail TEIXEIRA, there may be need to relook at the current requirements in place.
If you marry a Guyanese, because we know our Guyanese are very beautiful people, and many of the migrants who come in from various parts of the world are attracted to our people. So there are many marriages. What we have to make sure they're not marriages of convenience or marriage where there's, money passing and things like that. But that in Guyana, prior to the Venezuelan migrants coming here, when you get married to a Guyanese, you can go the very next day to immigration and apply for citizenship. Our law doesn't say that when you marry a Guyanese, you have to have 1 year living together before you can apply. It doesn't say that. It may take a year to process because they have to go through a number of procedures. So if you're married, they got to come visit your home. You got to ask your neighbors what you're like. Same thing when you apply for citizenship. They have to ask your neighbors and people who know you, does he drink? Does he beat his wife? This is what they ask. And then it goes through a process.
New investments generated as a result of government's intervention by issuing more quarrying licenses have reduced the demand for aggregates to the point where there is no longer a shortage. Rupasina Ryan tells us more.
Vice President Dr. Bharat Jagdeo informed at his weekly press conference that several stakeholders benefited from quarry licenses in recent time. This move was in response to a shortage in materials due to the construction boom. Initially, the sector was unable to meet the demands for these needs adequately. From then to present, several companies have invested millions of US dollars to capitalize on these demands.
Initially, we had a problem with quarry products. And I explained that how the prices, a couple of weeks ago, how the prices had gone up. But very early, we gave new licenses to a large number. Almost anyone who came in and applied got a quarry license, about 10 persons or 10 companies, of which about 6 have started producing with massive amounts of investment, tens of millions of US dollars.
The Vice President contended that projects such as the massive Linden to Mabura Road should benefit from easy access to aggregates. Together with local production and imports, the current needs are being met.
Even the Linden-Mabura Road should have it easier because you have a lot of stone in those areas that could be crushed easily. And I know the supply has improved dramatically through imports and also local production, so much so that the prices have abated a bit. We still have big demand for sand and the increase in prices, but not a shortage as such.
Aggregates such as stone and sand are important parts of Guyana's growing construction sector, but when the prices for any of these commodities are hiked, it severely disrupts the supply chain. Such has been the case currently for the price of sand, which President Dr. Irfan Ali had said the government is working to address. Rupasina Ryan, The Evening News.
Coming up, UG to incorporate AI into its teachers program, and 8 million in water tanks distributed to Maikoni River residents, farmers. Do stay with us. More news ahead.
Transitions light intelligent lenses. Pick your color. Choose your style. Available at Optique Vision Care.
To tell you about my mom and how I lost her, it was a very hard reality for me.
I met Crystal through a friend who asked me to speak to her. The first time I saw her, my spirit just took a liking to her. I see Crystal as my daughter. I haven't given birth to Crystal, but I feel as if I do.
I felt alone. I got the support I needed from her.
I understand that Crystal was a lesbian. I choose to accept and embrace and love everybody. I'm a Christian and I believe we are all God's children. God loves everyone.
It's about time we all get educated enough to know that, you know what, everybody is just the same human.
She never questioned it. She just supported me right through it.
So I see her as a young woman full of potential.
Crystal and every gay and lesbian person should be treated with respect in Guyana.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to kick off the new year with a bang? Digicel has an offer that'll make your January extra special. Imagine winning up to $1 million in free groceries in Digicel's $6 million groceries extravaganza. Simply top up with $1,000 or more, and you can be one of 6 lucky winners to enjoy the ultimate shopping spree worth $6 million. What are you waiting for? Start topping up today. Digicel, the network for everyone, everywhere.
GCOM is currently conducting a claims and objections exercise to produce an official list of electors OLE. If you will be 18 years or over by December 31st, 2023, and you are a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. GCOM has posted the preliminary list of electors PLE in all of the registration divisions across Guyana for you to check if you are listed, and if so, whether your particulars are accurate. If you have changed your address since you were registered, you are required to visit the GCOM registration office responsible for your new area of residence to apply for a transfer. Monday, 15 January 2024 is the last day on which you can apply for a transfer. For further information, contact GCOM at 225-0278-9 or visit our website at www.gcom.org.gr.
Welcome back. You're watching the Evening News. Guyanese can expect 0 new taxes from the upcoming Budget 2024, which will be presented to the National Assembly on Monday by the governing People's Progressive Party civic government. Rupasina Ryan reports.
Vice President Dr. Barrett Jagdeo disclosed at his press conference on Thursday that the administration is continuing within the lines of its track record of no new taxes. Introducing additional taxes is a move which would plunge the disposable income within the population.
It has been a trend of the PPP governments, and we also, this is something we promise in our local government campaign, no new taxes, but I can say that even at the national level, that there will be no new taxes.
After entering office in 2020, the Alidat government had reversed over 200 taxes which were imposed under the former APNU-AFC coalition. In Budget 2021, 2022, and 2023, no new taxes were introduced by the incumbent administration. The Vice President also responded to expectations shared by Opposition Leader Aubrey Norton that Budget 2024 will reflect more of the same.
If more of the same means we're going to continue to support our children that they're treated so despicably, then yes. And if it means that we're going to continue to fulfill our promises to the pensioners to double their pension by 2025, then the answer is yes, it's more of the same. And if it will continue to support the expansion of healthcare, then the answer is yes. Or more scholarships to people? Yes. And if it will continue to build recreational facilities for people in their communities, sporting facilities, community roads, yes, the answer is yes. If your path is a progressive one, more of the same is good. It's when you have a destructive path like they did and no plan, more of the same is bad. And so that is more of the same here is a compliment from Norton.
Budget 2024, the fifth budget to be presented by the PPPC administration, is expected to continue along the lines of new economic infrastructure to increase productive capacity, support for industries, social infrastructure, significant support for vulnerable groups, expansion of job creation, among other measures. Rupa Sinarayan, The Evening News.
With provisions to waive outstanding student loans acquired within its current term in office and give free tertiary education, Vice President Barajagdio has indicated that the promise is technically already effective. Here is Rupa Sinarayan again with the details.
As he addressed the manifesto promise of ensuring free university education, Vice President Barajagdio explained that students who took out loans and are yet to repay such within the time frame of the government's term in office will be given a waiver. Retroactively, they will also benefit from free tertiary education as a result of this.
We now have to work out the details of how we ensure that people who have taken loans, that we ensure or they also have relief, so they don't have to repay the loan. So effectively, if they don't have to repay the loans, what does this mean? It means from the very first year that we got into office, we have actually implemented a free education. Now, there are some people who've been paying who may be disadvantaged because they have paid. But for those who have not paid, you have effectively or given them the free education because they're not going to pay their loans. So it has a retroactive application.
Jagdio added that this route was taken, calculating that by the latter part of their first term, the cash injection into the university could be made, having dealt with people who acquired loans.
And we had to do that because we knew that we were progressing. So by the outer years in the 5-year term, that's why we promised within 5 years we'd be able to make the cash injection into the university, having dealt with people who had acquired loans and are required to repay it, getting them relief before. So it is a studied policy. We don't do things because of just off the top of our head.
President Irfan Ali had already indicated this month that the government's plans to provide Guyanese with free University of Guyana education by 2025 will be rolled out in phases, starting with students who have pre-existing loans. The government has already distributed over 20,000 online scholarships through GOAL. The 20,000 online scholarship program is also the fulfillment of a pledge made to provide opportunities for educational development nationwide. Within the first year of its launch, over 8,000 citizens applied for the free online program. Rupa Sinarayan, The Evening News.
We now tell you that the University of Guyana is moving to incorporate artificial intelligence tools and studies into its educational program for teachers. Vice Chancellor Professor Paloma Mohamed Martin has said this initiative would complement government's Smart Classroom project. Let's find out more from Trishelle Sobers.
In 2023, the University of Guyana developed an artificial intelligence AI policy to govern the use of technologies such as ChatGPT among students and researchers within the institution. However, the university is looking to further embrace AI as a tool for learning, and in this regard, works are ongoing to help teachers understand how to use the platform as a learning tool. Vice Chancellor Professor Paloma Mohammed Martin explained that the initiative will assist educators with crafting assignments and/or other kinds of assessment in keeping with required learning objectives and examination requirements of courses. According to Martin, technology is becoming increasingly crucial to teaching and learning, and as AI becomes one of the largest technological advancements, the Vice Chancellor believes UG must find ways of integrating it into students' academic pursuits.
We take a very proactive but responsible position on the use of AI and any technology in the university, right? But we can't have a country that is moving as fast as ours, where we have teachers in schools who don't understand how technology works, cannot transmit that to their students who are themselves not using the technology, not experimenting with it, not understanding it, and not understanding how they can create policy in their schools and so on.
A total of 25 smart classrooms were constructed and commissioned by government in 2023. These facilities are equipped with interactive boards, audio systems, smart cameras, a wireless television for remote access, and motion and voice activation cameras complete with a face recognition feature. Further, the Ministry of Education, in collaboration with the National Center for Educational Research Development, NCERD, launched the SPARK program, which aims to introduce students to AI technology in several schools last year. Among the participating schools are Queen's College, the Bishop's High School, St. Joseph High, St. Rose's High, Berbice High, and New Amsterdam Secondary School. Trishelle Sobers, Evening News.
Residents and farmers of Maikoni riverine communities in Region 5 now have a sufficient and reliable source of drinking water following government's distribution of some 200 water tanks, totaling more than 8 million. Kamesi Slow tells us more.
The distribution was spearheaded on Thursday by Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa and Minister within the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development Anand Prasad at Green Mill Maikoni Branch Road. The initiative is a fulfillment of a pledge made by Minister Mustafa at a farmers' gathering in the region last month, where residents expressed concerns regarding saltwater intrusion in the Maikoni River, as well as issues related to potable water and irrigation for their farmlands.
I am very happy that we are here to distribute these tanks, but this is just a small donation that the government is giving you all, but let us work together. There are larger development to come. There are more benefit for come, and we are building, as the President rightly said, we are building a country for 2030 and beyond. So now is the heavy lifting. All of us must put our shoulder to the wheel, work together, develop this country, and make this country the envy of the world.
The Agriculture Minister informed that other initiatives will be coming to the region, including the construction of a new pump station, a state-of-the-art hospital, and road infrastructure.
Very shortly, farmers in this area, both cash crop and rice farmers, will once again receive free fertilizer from the government. $850 million are made available to purchase fertilizer for the farmers. The tenders is already out.
Meanwhile, other communities that benefited from the distribution of water tanks include Bamboo Landing, Western, C. Kamuka, and Kursima, which are satellite areas in Whitewater Village in the Maburuma sub-district, among other locations. At Maikoni, a total of 202 tanks were distributed, an estimated sum of 8 million Guyana dollars. I am Kamisi Slow for the Evening News.
And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbour Bridge will be closed to vehicular traffic on Saturday, January 13, 2024 at 4 hours for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berbice River Bridge is expected to be closed at 5 hours 40 on Saturday, January 13, 2024, also for a period of 1.5 hours.
Elite League playoff eliminator set for Sunday, and Windy's warm-up ends in draw. Details of these stories in the Sportcast, sponsored by MOCHA, coming up on the other side of the break.
It's a new day with Shilling Oil. A unique blend of natural oils to help ease and soothe the day-to-day discomforts of life. Get relief from muscle and joint pain, headaches, and congestion. Shilling Oil lets you get back to the things you love doing most. Water relief with Shilling Oil. Distributed by Massey Distribution.
Entrepreneurs, coconut byproducts are in high demand. How can you cater to that demand? By investing in a coconut shredder from Sylvie's. Guaranteed to increase your output, this 110-volt stainless steel machine shreds coconut in seconds, allowing you to also save on labor and time. From the shreds, you can create coconut powder, oil, milk, etc. Order yours now at sylviesonline.com or at our 31 High and Hatfield Street store.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store. Located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rhymeville.
Superbet, your best bet. With many agents countrywide, our products are easily accessible. Visit an agent nearest to you to play your favorite games. Must be 18 years and older. Terms and conditions apply. Play responsibly.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to kick off the new year with a bang? Digicel has an offer that'll make your January extra special. Imagine winning up to $1 million in free groceries in Digicel's $6 million groceries extravaganza. Simply top up with $1,000 or more, and you could be one of 6 lucky winners to enjoy the ultimate shopping spree worth $6 million. What are you waiting for? Start topping up today. Digicel, the network for everyone, everywhere.